My chest hurt, tight and suffocating like a boulder pressing down on me. I struggled to breathe, thrashed around, and suddenly jolted awake.
Emily, don't be scared. I'm here. We're still alive.
I took a deep breath, trying to calm myself down. That's right, Jaden and I were visiting a village in the valley. On the way, a massive landslide happened, but luckily we had gotten off the bus before it hit.
Yeah, when Emily screamed that the bus was going to be caught in a landslide and started yelling to get off, I seriously thought she'd lost it. But right at that moment, I suddenly got a stomachache, so I had no choice but to get off with them. And you know what? Everything that happened after was exactly like in her dream. This is insane.
Blurry images flashed through my mind. I remembered telling Jaden about my dream, and we both decided to get off. So, the accident really did happen? I quickly grabbed my phone and checked the news. As expected, everything unfolded just like in my dream. The only difference was that Jaden, Lucas, and I had escaped the death trap. But since we survived the landslide, an eerie sense of unease clung to me, like cold, watchful eyes lurking in the shadows, like I was prey already, marked by a hunter. Once again, I woke up from a nightmare, my mind foggy. It's been almost a month since the accident, yet that nightmare keeps repeating every night.
Emily, you're awake? I asked Julia to make some salmon soup for you.
Since the accident, Jaden had always been by my side, taking care of me. As soon as I caught the fishy smell, my mind immediately connected it to the overwhelming stench of blood at the crash site. My stomach twisted, and I felt a wave of nausea. Seeing my reaction, Jaden quickly told the maid to take the soup away, then turned to me with concern.
Are you okay? Does your stomach hurt?
I don't know, but I have a bad feeling something has happened. Suddenly, my phone chimed. A message from a friend. He told me that Lucas was dead. Lucas was the only other survivor besides my husband and me. Could it be that death has started claiming its victims? Jaden, death is still watching us. He'll come and take us in the most painful way possible. Jaden tried to comfort me, but the unease inside me only grew stronger.
No one can escape my scythe.
The nightmares kept repeating, leaving me sleepless every night. My body was exhausted beyond limit.
Emily, come with me. I found a way to free you from these nightmares.
I had no idea what Jaden had planned, but I still followed him, an uneasy feeling growing inside me. Jaden led me to the basement, and the sight before me left me stunned. Julia, our housemaid, was lying unconscious, tied to a table. A sickening feeling crept into my gut. Jaden was about to do something insane. As if to confirm my fears, he suddenly placed a knife in my hand.
Emily, all we have to do is offer someone as a sacrifice to death. He will spare us and grant us the lifespan of the one we sacrifice.
Jaden, but that means we're murdering someone.
Don't be afraid, Emily. I've taken care of everything. Julia only has a brother with autism. He can't take care of himself. As long as we send him Julia's salary every month, no one will question her disappearance.
Jaden gripped my hand tightly and thrust the knife down. Hot blood splattered onto my face. I screamed in horror. I had become a murderer. I woke up in the middle of the night once again. Ever since we took Julia's life, I had been haunted by bloody visions of that horrifying night. Jaden, lying beside me, quickly woke up, his voice filled with concern. But I couldn't hear a thing. My ears were ringing. It seemed my body had reached its limit, worn down by guilt and endless sleepless nights. A sharp pain shot through my stomach. Jaden rushed me to the hospital in the middle of the night. We sped down the empty road when suddenly, the path ahead was blocked. It looked like the road was under maintenance. A deep sense of unease gripped my heart. I told Jaden to slow down and find another route.
Don't worry, I'll find another way.
But something felt wrong. Jaden tried to hit the brakes, but they weren't working. His frantic stomps did nothing. Right before my eyes, the brake pedal snapped off. Horrified, I looked ahead. The construction site was getting closer, but the car wasn't slowing down. We were about to crash into the workers. My heart stopped. I heard the tires screeching against the pavement, the car jerking violently as Jaden swerved. A deafening crash. The car finally came to a stop, but not before slamming into a construction truck. Giant steel rods tore through the cabin, impaling Jaden. Jaden! Jaden! Wake up! Someone help my husband! Jaden! I screamed desperately for help, but as my vision blurred and consciousness slipped away, only one thought echoed in my mind. Death would never let us go. When I woke up again, I was in a hospital bed. I screamed for my husband, but all I got in return was the doctor's cold, unwavering voice.
Ms. Emily, I'm sorry to inform you. Your husband didn't make it. But please, try to stay calm and take care of yourself, because you're not alone anymore.
I froze, my hands trembling as they moved to my stomach. Doctor, are you saying I'm pregnant?
Yes, you're 8 weeks along, but your body is severely weakened. The baby is fragile, and today, there have already been signs of a possible miscarriage. You need to rest.
My mind spiraled in confusion when suddenly, a cold light flashed across my face, sending a chill through my entire body. A male nurse barged into the room, gripping a razor-sharp knife.
Die, you monster!
Instinct kicked in. I threw a pillow at the crazed man, trying to defend myself. Who are you? I don't know you. Please calm down. You must have the wrong person.
Wrong person? You and your husband murdered Julia!
His words sent terror through my veins. Julia's death had been discovered. How did her brother find me? My head spun as a sharp pain ripped through my stomach. Hospital security rushed in, easily restraining the imposter, but even as they dragged him away, he didn't flinch. No fear, no pain, only curses spilling from his lips. The agony in my stomach grew unbearable. Blood poured from me. No, I can't lose Jaden's only child. Doctor, please, save my baby, I can't lose it. Darkness crept over me. With the last bit of strength I had, I prayed to death. Take me instead. Just let my baby live.
283명 탈락.
무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다.
192명 탈락. 385명 탈락.
I stumbled, my legs barely supporting me after surviving the latest round of the Squid Game. Player 132, that's who I was now. 77, my closest companion in this nightmare, laughed with a mix of relief and exhaustion.
We made it, 132!
For a fleeting moment, his grin was contagious.
Anyway, I'm Hansu.
He said, offering me a bottle of water.
I came here to save my company. It's been going through some tough times.
I hesitated, but his open expression prompted me to reply. I'm Inho, I said quietly, the words dragging like weights. Hansu's eyes softened.
What brought you here?
I hesitated, my throat tight. My wife, she has liver cancer. End stage. The light in his eyes dimmed.
I'm sorry,
he said softly. I gave part of my liver to my younger brother years ago. Now I can't do the same for her. And I don't have time to clear my name. His brows furrowed.
Clear your name?
I sighed, the words tumbling out. I used to be a cop, a good one, but someone framed me for bribery. I lost my job, my reputation, everything. This game is my last chance to save her. Hansu placed a reassuring hand on my shoulder.
We'll get through this together, In-ho.
Players, welcome to the 4th game. The game you're playing today is Mingle. All players must step onto the central platform. The platform will spin while music plays. When it stops, a number will be called out. You will have 30 seconds to form a group of that exact number. Anyone left out or in the wrong number will be eliminated.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hansu gripped my arm tightly.
We're in this together, right?
I nodded. The platform began to spin, music blaring as we clung to the railings for balance. When the music abruptly stopped, the overseer's voice boomed.
Form groups of 4.
I reached for Hansu instinctively. 2 others quickly joined us, and a wave of relief washed over me as I glanced at the chaos unfolding. Those left ungrouped screamed in terror as masked guards dragged them away. The game repeated. Each round, the number called out changed. 5, 6. Hansu and I stuck together, forming alliances as necessary. Then came the final round.
Form groups of 2.
We sprinted toward the door right in front of us. It felt like salvation was only a few steps away. But as we neared the door, another player shoved past us, diving into the spot. "Wait!" I yelled, panic surging through me. Hansu froze, his face twisted with guilt.
I'm so sorry, In-ho.
Before I could react, he shoved me backward. My years as a cop kicked in as I lunged forward, grabbing his arm in a vice-like grip.
Let go!
He shouted, his voice laced with fear. No! The timer ticked down. 10 seconds. With a final burst of strength, I shoved him away and bolted toward the door. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hansu had been my ally, my friend. But in the end, survival outweighed everything else. The remaining games passed in a blur. Hopscotch. I overcame them with ease. The final game, the Squid Game, didn't pose a challenge for me either. By the time it was over, I wasn't the same person. Every step, every choice was calculated, cold. I won. The prize, 45.6 billion won. But when I returned home, triumph was hollow. My wife was gone. On the table lay a letter, her trembling handwriting scrawled across the page.
I couldn't wait any longer, In-ho, but I want you to know our baby would have been beautiful.
Beside the note was an ultrasound image. I crumpled to the floor, the weight of it all crushing me. Seeking closure, I returned to my old precinct. That's when I learned the truth. Kang Jun, my former partner, had framed me for bribery. He wanted the promotion, and I was the perfect scapegoat. Rage boiled inside me as I tracked him down, knife in hand. I was ready to end his life, but a voice stopped me.
Why waste such anger?
I turned to see a man in a black suit, his face obscured by a sleek, three-dimensional mask.
I can offer you something better. Destroy him the way he destroyed you, ruin his career, and then...
He handed me a familiar card.
Invite him to the game. Let fate decide if he survives, or let him depend on you.
He removed his mask and handed it to me. With nothing left to lose, I accepted his offer. Now I am the frontman. From the control room, I watch as players fight, betray, and bleed. Each scream, each desperate plea, it exhilarates me. When Kang Jun finally stepped into the arena, his pale face stripped of its arrogance, I felt nothing but satisfaction. He didn't last long. As Oh Il-nam, the mastermind of the Squid Game, watched from the shadows, he chuckled.
An interesting game, wouldn't you agree?
I didn't reply. I adjusted my mask and turned back to the screens. The next season was about to begin. I always knew taking a night shift at a rundown Burger King was a bad idea, but I needed the job. Bills don't pay themselves. The manager who hired me over a rushed Zoom call barely gave details, just that the branch had seen staffing issues and needed someone to turn things around. Sounded like typical corporate nonsense.
This trash. Give me a Big Mac.
I spun around. The restaurant was empty.
Give me a Big Mac.
But the voice, it came from the counter. And then I saw it. A plastic king figurine, the kind used for kids' meals, sat on the register. It hadn't been there before. And yet its mouth moved, the crackling speaker inside letting out a distorted, static-filled voice.
Where's my Big Mac? Give me a Big Mac.
I picked it up. It was light. No batteries. I dropped it, stomach twisting. A loud bang echoed from the back storage room. Something, or someone, was inside. I pushed the door open, the cold air hitting me like a slap. The room was a mess. Boxes toppled over, plastic wrap torn apart. But the worst part, the life-sized Burger King mascot statue, the one usually propped near the entrance, was here, and there was a knife plunged into its chest. Dark red liquid seeped down the golden robe. It looked like ketchup at first, then I touched it. It was warm. My breath hitched. That wasn't ketchup. Then I heard it. A wet, gurgling chuckle from the dark corner of the room. A shadow moved. A figure stepped forward, illuminated by the flickering light. I saw the white-painted face first, stretched into an unnatural smile. His red lips curled upward, but his eyes were empty.
This dump shouldn't even exist. Everyone knows McDonald's runs the game.
I recognized the yellow jumpsuit, the red wig, the grease-stained gloves. Ronald McDonald, or something pretending to be him. He raised his hand. A rusted butcher knife glinted in the dim light. I stumbled back. My heart slammed against my ribs.
Give me a Big Mac!
Then, he lunged. I barely dodged, his knife slicing through my uniform sleeve. My hands scrambled for anything. A weapon, a shield, when my fingers brushed against a cast iron pan on a nearby shelf. I grabbed it and swung with everything I had. The impact sent Ronald crashing to the floor, limbs twitching. His grin never faded. Even as his head lolled unnaturally to the side, he kept smiling. I didn't wait. I ran. I sprinted down the highway, lungs burning, until I spotted a police cruiser parked by a gas station. I banged on the window, yelling. The officers stepped out, eyes narrowing as they took in my blood-streaked uniform and frantic babbling. I told them everything, but they didn't react. They looked past me, talking into their radios.
Yeah, we found the scene.
One officer said.
Looks like it's been abandoned for decades, but there's something else.
I waved my arms. Hey, listen to me, I'm right here. No response. I reached for one officer's shoulder and my hand passed right through him. A deep, suffocating dread settled in my chest. I turned. The officers were standing by the Burger King lot. Only, it wasn't a restaurant anymore. Just a crumbling sign, half buried in the dirt.
Jesus,
one officer muttered.
Over here.
I followed his gaze and saw my own body, lying in the dirt. Gimme a Big Mac.